I'm a super fan, big fan of the Netflix show. I'm so psyched that this is back. I understand, Charlie, you were not so sure we'd come back, and Vincent, you never wavered that this was going to happen again.
That is true. Correct. Yeah.
Why was this a project that you knew was coming back?
What's that? Say that.
Why is this a project that you just knew was going to come back?
It was just I just thought it would be a no-brainer for those, for Marvel. I just thought, you know, my sons and I had seen everything they had done, all the Avengers things, Iron Man, everything that was, and they were just knocking it out of the park each time. And then we got the chance to do this show for Netflix, and it was going so well. The writing was amazing. Charlie was amazing. Everything was going so well. We had a team of people that were just, we couldn't have done, I don't think we could have done a better show for what we had. It was amazing. And I think it was clear that every season we were on the top of the list at Netflix. And I thought, you know, there must be clever people over there at MCU making these great movies. They obviously recognize something good when they see it. And I figured, you know, why it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't they have us back, you know?
Thank you for finding the time.
I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that first episode, my God, that was a gut punch. Talk to me about what fans can look forward to, Charlie, this season.
Well, yeah, there's that is a as you reference at the beginning of this episode of this season, there is a very traumatic event which is gonna change Matt Murdock's life for the rest of his life. I think he'll probably never be the same again. It's brutal. I'm still not convinced it's the right thing to do, but we have to come back big and bold. You know, we got to make a statement after all these years away. And what it does do is it's a wonderful catalyst for the rest of the story. We meet a Matt Murdock after that event who is trying to piece his life back together, trying to, you know, refine an identity, trying to, find some self-forgiveness and make amends, a living amends for everything that's happened. And the way in which he's going about that is to deny an aspect of himself. That is not gonna last long when you have the likes of Wilson Fisk showing back up in New York.
I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
Now, you mentioned change, and there's definitely a shift in the dynamic between these two characters. The scene in the diner reminded me so much of that epic scene from Heat with Pacino and De Niro. Talk to me a little bit about the changed relationship between Matt and Wilson.
Is that for me or for you?
That's for you.
I think that anytime that, just as actors, I know that Charlie feels the same, but anytime we get to do a scene together, I'm thrilled. Like the idea of just having him as a scene partner, just as a peer of his, it's great news every time I hear that. But this particular scene that kind of is at the very beginning of our series is, you know, we liked it when we read it. We also had some notes on it. So Charlie and I discussed that, and then we took it to the writers, to Dario, and also to the two directors, Justin and Aaron. And we had a long discussion, sort of rehearsal, a bit of rewriting of it to make it even, to make it have more colors.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something we were really looking forward to. And then the day that we did it, it was so much fun. It was something that clearly we been waiting to do for a long time. And I don't know, working with Charlie is a joy, and the idea of having really good writing behind us to make things work is quite something. That's a great feeling. And I think that it's not something we can do all the time, because you put these two characters together too much, you lose the intensity when they are together. So it's not going to happen often, but when it does, it's important. And it means a lot to the story.
A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
a mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced.
Can you blame me?
And one of the other trademarks of this series is the intensity of the action. One of your showrunners said this one goes harder than what we saw with Netflix. That some of the action is what he's called. It's absolutely batshit. Charlie, how would you? Sure. That's a quote. That wasn't me. That was a quote. Charlie, how would you describe the action that we're going to get this season?
I haven't seen it all, but obviously I did a lot of it. I don't want to oversell it. We're obviously, people's expectations are going to be very high. We've done some unbelievable fight sequences in the past. We're very fortunate that we have Phil Silvera back, the fight coordinator, to bring his genius back into our show. There's some iconic moments. There's a great one-er in the first episode that is our trademark. And then there's a fight sequence in later on in I think episode 6 maybe that mirrors something that's happening over on Wilson Fisk's storyline, which is pretty cool, something we haven't done in the past. So there's a lot to like.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
And we know we're going to see Punisher, we're going to see Bullseye, and we know we're getting a season 2. I love how you guys found out with several thousand other people. Tell me what happened with that.
It's simply that. We were on stage at D23 in LA, right?
Yeah.
And Charlie's on one side of we're on the stage together, but we're in a line. He's on one side, I'm in the other, and Kevin Feige's in the middle. And, during his announcement of this season, and showing a clip, he then said, and there's going to be a second season. And that was completely new news to Charlie and I. And he was on one side and I was on the other, and we kind of leaned on each other like what? It was crazy. But that just goes to show you, people think that they do tell us everything that's happening and that we're not, and we're keeping secrets. But the truth is that we know most of the time we know as much as them,
Love that. Last question. Charlie, I understand you have a black and white art print of Daredevil at your home that was signed, and the inscription says something along the lines of, Charlie, may the man without fear change your life. How has playing this role changed your life? And same for you, Vincent, playing a Kingpin.
Yeah, that was a beautiful gift from Joe Quesada from page 1 of Daredevil Father that he gave to me on day 1 of shooting in 2014. Wow. Which now I have at home on my wall. I mean, I don't think you have the time for me to go into the ways in which this show and this character has changed my life. I think what I can say is that at the end of my career, whenever that is, I will undoubtedly look back at this period, however long it lasts. Hopefully I'm still playing this character somehow, but I think I'll look back for sure and it will be a defining moment in my life and career. So I'm very grateful that I've been given this opportunity, and I'll cherish it for as long as I can.
And look, I just love a good character, and to play and to invent or reinvent. In this case, it's so much fun for me. I mean, that's enough of a change for me. I anytime I can go from one thing to the next in my career and be thrilled by the next thing I'm going to, and this is one of those jobs where I love the story, I love the guy I'm working with, I love the character so much. There's so many things to do with him. Like Charlie says, this is such a good character to just keep putting in all kinds of different circumstances. I just love it. So in that way, I guess, maybe the big change hasn't come for me yet, but it's definitely one of the most exciting parts I've ever played, and I'm having a thrill doing it.